Hello everyone, today we'll do word problems of exercise 3.6 of 10th class chapter 3rd. First question already we have done. Second question first part today we'll do. Ritu can row downstream. So this question relates to downstream and upstream. Generally students find it difficult, so I am going to tell you first of all the concept. Suppose this is the stream and this is boat. If boat is going in this direction and stream is also going in this direction, this is stream and this is boat. If both are going in the same direction, then this is the case of downstream. This is the case of downstream. And if boat is going in this direction and stream is going in this direction, means opposite direction. This is the case of same direction. So if these two, boat and stream, both are in opposite direction to each other, then we consider that this is the case of upstream. What are the two things here that we need to find? Speed of rowing in still water. Speed of rowing of boat is missing here. So let speed of boat in still water is equals to x kilometer per hour, and speed of current is equals to y kilometer per hour, because we are doing the chapter linear equations in two variables and there are two things that we need to find: speed of rowing and speed of current. So it means speed of boat and speed of current. Now we will write speed downstream. As I told you just now, downstream means same direction, and you just think in your mind that if one thing is going in one direction and other is also pushing that in the same direction, then definitely speed will increase. So speed downstream is x plus y kilometer per hour, because boat is going in this direction and stream is also going in the same direction. If two things are going in same direction, it means the both are pushing each other in the same direction. It means the speed downstream will increase if they together move in the same direction. Similarly, speed upstream is x minus y, because they both are in opposite direction. Boat is going this side and stream is going this side. If they both are in opposite direction, then together their speed will get decreased. So that's why it is x minus y kilometer per hour. So for this question, whenever you see a question of upstream and downstream, these four steps should be in your mind always. You need to write these four steps whenever you get a question of upstream and downstream. So speed of boat in still water is x, current is y, and speed downstream is this, speed upstream is this. One more thing I want to discuss here with you people, that generally when students get this question, they do this mistake, x minus y. Sometimes they write in exam y minus x, and this is completely wrong, because always first is the speed of boat. So how can you remember this? You can remember this. I am telling you here, boat. And other thing that we need to find is, that word can be used in exam is current, stream or water. These three words has the same meaning. So always whenever you get a question of upstream and downstream, there will be two quantities, there will be two things. One is speed of boat and other is speed of current or stream or water. These three have the same meaning. So how can you remember that which speed will come first? Whenever we write speed upstream, always speed of boat will come first. So how can you learn this concept? Because the spelling B in English comes first, and after that C will come, S will come, and W will come. So always remember that in downstream it does not matter whether you write x plus y or y plus x, but in case of upstream you need to remember that boat will come first, because speed of boat will come first and that speed of stream will come. So you can learn like this. In English alphabets, B comes first and after that C comes, S comes, W comes. So there will be, you will not do mistake, you will never do mistake. So this is wrong if you will take this. Okay, now we further move on to the formula of speed. Formula of speed, all of you know, speed is equals to distance upon time. Now case 1. Case 1 says, if we read this question, that Ritu can row downstream 20 kilometer. So this is distance. This is distance, and we know downstream speed. Downstream speed is x plus y. We know speed, we know distance. So we can write time. Time is equals to distance upon speed. You can see this. Time will go here and speed will come here. So in the first case you can write distance is 20 and speed is x plus y. In 2 hours, time is also given to us. In 2 hours, distance is 20, downstream speed is x plus y, time is 2 hours. So distance upon speed is equals to time. This is our first equation. Now we'll solve it. 20 is equals to this x plus y will go that side, 2 bracket x plus y. This 2 can come in the denominator and it will be, I am doing here, this will be 20 upon 2 is equals to x plus y. After cancelling it, we will get x plus y is equals to 10. So this is our first equation. Now case 2. Case 2 will read. Case 2 says, upstream we know is x minus y. 4 kilometer is the distance and time again is 2 hours. So in this case, time is equals to distance upon speed. This case, distance is what? Distance here is 4. Speed upstream, which is x minus y, and time is 2. So this equation will become 4 is equals to 2 bracket x minus y. 4, this 2 can go in division because it is outside the bracket. So x minus y, after cancelling it, we will get x minus y is equals to 2. And by elimination method, you can easily solve this question. And after that, you can find out the speed of boat in still water and speed of current. At the end of the video, I'll explain one more example, 19th example of your NCERT book, which is of the same topic, downstream and upstream. Now second part we'll discuss 2 women and 5 men. Okay, later on we'll read that. First of all, the last line. Find the time taken by 1 woman alone. Time taken by 1 woman alone to finish the work, and time taken by 1 man alone. So we will suppose let time taken by 1 woman alone to finish the work is equals to x days. It means if 1 woman complete the work, finish the work, she takes x days. If, okay, this concept is also a bit difficult. I am going to explain this. Suppose we have to complete a work in 2 days. Suppose we need to complete one work in 2 days. So it means this one work, this should be completed in 2 days. It means the work should be completed half one day and half in other day, because half plus half will become one complete work. Work should be completed in 2 days. It means half. In one day we will complete half, and in other day we will complete half. One more example I take to explain the same concept. Suppose the work is, we need to complete it in 4 days. If we need to complete the work in 4 days, 4 days, first day, second day, third day and fourth day, we need to complete the work in fourth day. So how much should be completed in one day? 1/4 should be completed in one day. 1/4, 1/4 and 1/4. And if you will add 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 will become one complete work. This is the thing only, whenever there is a question of work done and time taken, we reciprocate. So time taken by one woman alone to finish the work is X days. So per day work of that women alone is equals to per day work of one woman. You can write per day work of one woman is 1/X days. I hope it is clear to you. If it is not clear to you, you can ask in the comment box. And same, let time taken by one man alone to finish the work is equals to Y days. So per day work of one man is equals to 1/Y days. Sorry, not days. This is work. Per day work. Work done in one day. Work that should be done in one day is 1/X. Work that should be done in one day. Per day means one day is 1/Y. Now according to question says two women and 5 men can together finish an embroidery work in 4 days. So two women means the work of one day of one woman is 1/X and two women is 2 multiply 1/X. Together means plus 5 men. What is the work of one day? One day work of one man is 1/Y. This is of one day, this is of one day. So how much work will be completed in one day? 1/4 work. So this much work is completed by 2 women. This much work will be completed by 5 women, and total work that should be completed in one day is 1/4. This equation represents one day work. Just like I explained you that if we need to complete a work in 4 days, so in one day we will complete 1/4 work. This is work, not days. So this equation will become 2/X plus 5/Y is equals to 1/4. This is our first equation. Similarly, if you will read second one, 3 women and 6 men together finish in 3 days. So 3 women and 6 men together finish in 3 days. So 3 days means 1/3 work will be completed in one day. This equation represents one day equation. One day, and this also one day. And solution I am leaving on you, because I have already made video on this topic. 3.6 exercise first question I have made already. For this you can see the link in description box and find out, check out. Even if any other doubt, you can ask in the comment box. Ruhi travels 300 kilometers. Okay, first we will make the flow chart of this. Ruhi travels 300 kilometers from her house. This is her house. From her house to maybe somewhere we can write school, we can write. Not school or place, workplace we can write here. Workplace. From school to workplace. Ruhi travels 300 kilometer. Total distance from here to here is 300 kilometer. Partly by train and partly by bus. So first of all, we'll read the last line. Find the speed of the train and the bus. So let speed of train is equals to x kilometer per hour and speed of bus is equals to y kilometer per hour. Speed we know. If we know the distance, can we find the time? Yes. Formula for time is distance upon speed. In the first part we have used the same formula. So we'll discuss this. Ruhi travels 300 km to her house partly by train and partly by bus. In the first case, she takes 4. If she takes 60 by train, okay, this 60 km she covers by train. How much is remaining? 240 km, because it is written remaining by bus. 240 km by bus. So distance, so according to question we can write in the first case 60 by train. So 60 km distance covered by train. What is speed of train? Which is x. And remaining is 240, because total is 300. 60 she covers with train. So how much is remaining? 240. 300 minus 60. 240 km she covers by bus. Distance covered by bus is 240 and speed is y kilometer per hour. So time taken by bus is 240 by y. Time taken by train is 60 by x. And together the total time from house to workplace, she takes total time as what? Total time as 4 hours. So total time with the help of train and bus, she reached her place in 4 hours. So this is the first equation. Now case 2. This is 1. Second case says she takes, just read the question again. She travels 100 by train. Now second case, 100 kilometer, 100 by train. This is by train. And how much is remaining? 200. 200 by what? Bus. So equation is very easy this time. 100 by train and 200 by bus. And total this time is total. Go again to the question. She takes 10 minutes longer. Again, student do mistake in this step. 10 minutes longer. They used to write here only 10. The whole question is in hour. We have supposed speed of the train is x kilometer per hour. Bus has y kilometer per hour. This time is 4 hours. Here it is 10 minutes and it is longer. 10 minutes longer means as compared to the first step, as compared to the first case, here she takes 4 hours plus 10 minutes. This is the total time taken in this case. 4 hours plus 10 minutes. Very important question from board examination point of view. 4 hours plus 10 minutes. Now you know, when we do question, we need to convert all the things in one unit. So this is in hours, 4 hours, and this is 10. So we will write here 10 by 60 hours, and we can write this in the mixed fraction also. Cancel this 0 with 0. So this can be written as 4 1 by 6 hours. So our final equation is 100 by x plus 200 by y is equals to this. After solving this, it will be 25 by 6, and this is 200 by y plus 100 by x. This is our second equation. I can simplify it for you because calculation is, I will make it easy for you. This is 4, first equation. So you can take common here. 4 you can take common. 4, when we will take common, it will be 15 by x plus 60 by y is equals to 4. Now divide this 4 with 4, this equation will become 15 by x 60 by y is equals to 4 by 4, which is 1. So final is 15 by x 60 by y is equals to 1. This is first equation, and second is 100 by x 200 by y is equals to 25 by 6. After taking common 25 from here, we'll get 4 by x 8 by y is equals to 25 by 6. Divide this, or we can cancel 25 from here, and it will be 4 by x plus 8 by y is equals to 1 by 6. Now multiply this 6, take this 6 this side, it will be 24 by x and 48 by y is equals to 1. This 6 will be multiplied with this and this only. And you know, I told you just now that you can solve it on your own, because this equation is not a linear equation, because x and y are in the denominator. So you need to shift this x in the denominator, x in the numerator and y in the numerator. So we'll suppose 1 by x as p and 1 by y is equals to q, and after that you can write 15p plus 60q is equals to 1 and 24p plus 48q is equals to 1. Now you can solve these two equations, and after solving p and q, you can put these values in place of this and you can get x and y. If there is any doubt, again I am repeating that in the description box I have given the link. Just go through it and try to solve it on your own. Now the last question, which is example 19 of your book, upstream downstream concept, I explained you already. What we need to find in this question? Speed of stream and that of boat. So first step is, let speed of boat in still water. I told you, speed of boat will suppose first x kilometer per hour, and speed of stream is equals to y kilometer per hour, and speed downstream means same direction. So same direction means speed will be added, and speed upstream is equals, the meaning of upstream is opposite direction, so we will subtract. Up, you can again make your some tricks to remember the things. Up, p is there, it means opposite. It is easy to learn. Upstream, opposite means minus sign will come here. So now very easy question. Boat goes 30 kilometer upstream and 44 downstream in 10 hours. It means it goes downstream and come back 30 upstream and 44 downstream in 10 hours. So total is given. Time is given. Time, the formula for time, again and again I am telling you in every question. Every question is just same. Distance upon speed. So 30 upstream and 44 downstream. Total time taken is 10 hours. This is first equation. I hope this is clear to you. If there is any doubt, ask in the comment box. 30 upon upstream, 44 downstream, distance upon speed, time taken upstream, time taken while downstream, total is 10. Similarly, the next equation is 40 kilometer upstream and 55 kilometer downstream, and the total time taken is 13 hours. This is the second equation. Again you will suppose, because x and y is in the denominator, so let x minus y is equals to p and x plus y is equals to q. So you can write 30 upon 30p. This 1 upon, this is x minus y is in the denominator, and we have, sorry, this is 1 upon x minus y. We will consider this as 1 upon x minus y. So we'll consider this as 1 upon x minus y this whole, 1 upon x plus y this whole. Similarly here 1 upon x minus y and 1 upon x plus y. So it will become 30 multiply p plus 44 q is equals to 10, and this equation will become 30 40 p plus 55q is equals to 30. Now you can solve it on your own. Thank you.